Look at me. I know you're scared. Believe me, I am too. See? Even now, as I hold your hand, I'm shaking. Usually, when I hold your hand, I'm so calm. But nothing about this situation is calming to me. Not even your presence. I know you're afraid. I know everyone is afraid right now. We have no idea what's going to happen to us next. But I want you to know that you don't have to be afraid. There's one thing that you can be certain of. In this life and the next, I will always be by your side. Come hell or high water, I will never abandon you. Even if we die, right here, right now, I will come back for you. I will find you. And I will continue to love you, just as I always have. I swear on the sea, I will always find my way back to you.
You know, I'm starting to think maybe you should give this whole thing up.
What? How can you possibly say that?
I mean, isn't it obvious? You've been searching for her for how many years now?
Approximately 10 at this point.
Right. And how many people have you actually found?
Well, I found you, Mikasa, Sasha, Connie, and Jean.
Yeah, and you managed to not find the one person you were looking for.
That isn't what that means. I was looking for you as well. It's just, my main focus was finding her. But just because I haven't found her yet, that doesn't mean I need to give it up.
Armin, I'm just trying to be realistic. This world, it's enormous. There are billions of people on this earth, and odds are, she's in some other country where you're never going to find her.
Don't say that! I'm going to keep looking for her, no matter how long it takes.
Yeah, but don't you think at some point this might turn out to not be worth it at all?
How so?
For example, what if she doesn't remember you? Don't tell me you've never actually thought of that.
I was trying to think positively. I didn't want to ever consider the notion that she might not remember.
So you're saying that you have absolutely no plan in place for getting her to remember you?
That isn't what I'm saying at all. I do have a plan. I'm going to tell her the truth. Blunt and simple. That's all there is to it. People need to hear the truth these days. Her most of all. I remember she would always tell me how she was afraid I was lying to her when I said I loved her. I would always have to reassure her. For whatever reason, she thought that I deserved better. I felt the same toward her. That she could do better than me. But I somehow managed to hold on to an angel like her. And I'm not letting her go. Not while there's a chance that she's out there and that she still loves me.
Okay. But how exactly do you plan to find her now? You've exhausted all of your possible resources and leads. I think you need a break.
That's where you're wrong.
Really? What have you got this time?
You see this app? It's a dating app. I downloaded it to try and find her, and I think I did.
Wait, really?
Yeah, take a look. This is her picture. And look at the name. Look at her birth date. And look at her bio. It's her. It has to be.
Well, I can't say this isn't too accurate to be a coincidence. However...
What?
It's still highly unlikely that you found her on some dating app. I mean, you're assuming that she was even using the app and that someone isn't catfishing you.
Look, I know there are a lot of things that could go wrong with this. Believe me, I'm aware. But I know her. She and I were together for 7 years. I know her like I know the back of my hand. Like I know the sea itself. It has to be her. And she and I are meeting in a few minutes, so I'll find out for certain then.
Okay, if you say so. And just so you know, I'm not actively rooting against you. I want it to be her. She and I were good friends, and I could see how happy she made you. I just don't want you to get all your hopes up and then have them crushed when it isn't her.
If it isn't her.
Right. If. Anyway, good luck, man. But if it's her, who am I kidding? You don't need luck.
Thanks, Eren. I appreciate it. Okay. I can do this. It's her after all. Just because we haven't seen each other in a while, that doesn't mean that I have any reason to be nervous. Okay. Get it together. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Oh, hey. There you are. Sorry I'm running a little late. I got caught up talking to a friend. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm Armin. I'm the person you were supposed to meet here. And you are... Right. I read on your bio that you like the ocean. Really? You want to visit it someday? Me too. In fact, I've been there several times throughout my life. It's wonderful. I know a few places you might like. Oh, sorry. Whenever someone mentions the ocean, I get pretty excited. Could I ask you something? Do you remember me? I know this is going to sound insane, but I know you. I knew you several years ago. You and I were together for 7 years. And I've been looking for you for the past 10 years because something happened to us. something horrible. Do you believe in reincarnation? Well, you and I were in a relationship in a previous life. I remember you. Your appearance, your hobbies. I remember everything about you. Every last detail. Even things you might not know yourself yet. I was really hoping that you'd remember me. Do you? Why are you backing away? You are. You were so much closer before. Do you not believe me? No. You don't have to lie. You don't have to lie. I can understand why you don't believe me. Really, I can. But I've been through this several times. A few of my friends, they didn't remember either. I was prepared for this. I once, on a whim, wrote wedding vows for you because you and I had planned to get married once we found the ocean. You see, in our previous lives, we lived in a world in which we had no idea what lay beyond certain walls. We had no idea the ocean existed. It was our dream to see it, to prove that it was real. And when you and I realized that we could reach it someday, we said that when we reached it, right then and there, we would get married. I really wanted to be prepared. So I wrote wedding vows for you. And one night you couldn't sleep. You didn't want to wake me up. So you looked around in my room for something to read. You found my journal. The one with the vows that I'd written just for you. You were so afraid that I'd be mad when I found that you read them. But I could never be mad at you. Those vows were written for you after all. I wanted you to hear them eventually. You and I, we died before I ever got a chance to read them for you aloud. So how about I do so now? No. Look, if you still don't believe me, after I finish reciting my vows, you can leave. You can block me on that app and I'll never bother you again. You'll never have to acknowledge my existence. I need to try. Because I promised you. I promised that I would always try to find my way back to you. And I'm not going to break a promise. Especially not a promise that I made to you. Really? You'll let me read them? Okay. Our lives were woven of ceaseless tragedy and torment. Shadows were cast over every hour of our existence. Amid that darkness, it seemed that no sunlight could ever break through. It felt as if I was lost at sea, in the middle of a storm. But then, out of the darkness, there came a beautiful ray of sunlight. My eyes met yours, and immediately, the sea became quiet. Your gaze brought me to the eye of the hurricane, and suddenly I was safe. Suddenly, hope returned. Suddenly, I was filled with a ceaseless joy, a joy brought on by love. Every day that we have been together has been another day of safety and security and happiness. I know that you can't see your own worth. You've taught me this time and again. I've always had to reassure you that I love you for who you are. Because, for whatever reason, you believe I deserve better than you. But that would be impossible. No one could ever take your place. No one could ever be better than you. So now, as we stand before the calm sea, in the eye of the hurricane, I am absolutely astonished. I am overjoyed. Because today, no longer do I have to worry about you falling away from me. No longer do I have to worry about someone else catching your eye and stealing you. No longer do I have to worry that you will fall out of love with me. Because today, you, the sun in my sky, the stars in my sky, the sea to my shore, the angel who saved me, you are becoming my wife. Oh God! You're crying? I'm so sorry! Did I frighten you with that? I didn't mean to. I'll go now. I'm so sorry. Huh? You're hugging me? Why? You remember? You really do? That day. The day we saw the sea. You wouldn't have remembered otherwise. I barely remember. That day. We were so happy. But then, it was all taken away. Sometimes I wonder if that day was a warning of what would happen to us. I missed you so much. What? You had dreams about me? So you did remember. Oh. Oh, come here. Oh. No, it's okay. It's okay. No, I'm not upset. I'm not mad that you didn't recognize me at first. I could never be mad at you. You know that. Oh, I'm so happy. I was beginning to grow worried that I would never be able to find you. But I did. I really did. And I promise, I swear on my life, I am never going to let you go. Not now. Not now that we can be safe and happy together. We can finally achieve our dream. I think we shouldn't waste any more time. You know what? Over the summer, I know the perfect beach. Clear blue water. Warm sand. You and I can go there. And we can finally get married. Just like we always said we would. What do you think, my precious seashell?